Attraction theory. Attraction theory attempts to address the question, why are we drawn to other people? In communication studies, we call this force interpersonal attraction. Of course, we all probably understand well enough how our bodies work. We see something we like, hormones are released, our bodies have some sort of physiological reaction, and feelings start bubbling up. This has been happening in some form or another to us our entire lives, and for the most part, we tend to hope it will continue happening for a long time. When we were babies, those hormones, dopamine and norepinephrine, along with a number of others, caused us to giggle when somebody tickled our feet or made funny faces at us. When we grow old, we no longer want our feet tickled. Those same chemicals will still be with us, giving us feelings of joy and comfort when we're doing old people things like nurturing life in a garden, listening to our favorite music, or even just watching other people be attracted to each other. But we also know that there's something more than just chemicals going on. Hormones answer part of the mystery. To understand the rest, we need attraction theory. Here are some principles of attraction according to attraction theory. 1. Human beings are extremely oriented towards visual sensations. As such, our physical attraction towards another person can have a significant influence over our perceptions of and behaviors towards them. Some scientists have measured a correlation between very high levels of physical attractiveness and moderately better genetics. But the biology-centered theory that suggests we choose mates we believe will produce genetically fit babies is lacking. Alone, it cannot explain attraction. It cannot tell us why some conventionally attractive people end up in relationships with people who look like me, and it cannot help us understand why a person's attractiveness can change over time. Have you ever met someone and thought, dang, they're hot? Then you talk to them for a little while, and something about their personality makes them start to look kinda not. Or maybe the opposite has happened to you. This is, of course, a common phenomenon. Researchers who tracked changes in physical attraction in relationships over time found a strong correlation between emotionality, personality, and levels of physical attraction. Put another way, people tend to rate others as more physically attractive if they have strong feelings for them or enjoy their personality. And when those feelings fade, physical attraction weakens. 2. We are attracted to people based on our proximity to them. It makes sense that we will choose to be in the proximity of people when we are already attracted to them. But it is also true that we will often become more attracted to people simply by being in close proximity to them. This does not mean that we will want to establish a romantic relationship with everyone we spend time around, just that we will tend to be more attracted to people we spend more time with. And remember that attraction doesn't necessarily mean sexual arousal either. We are attracted to people we would never want a romantic or sexual relationship with. Close friends, family members, mentors, co-workers. It's not a guarantee that being around someone more often will make them more attractive, but it is more often the case that there is a strong correlation between proximity, liking, and attraction. 3. We are attracted to people's personalities. We call this social attraction. There are two interesting dimensions to this. First is the idea of similarity. We are more likely to be attracted to people who have personalities that are similar to our own. We find it easier to relax around and self-disclose to people who think like us, share our interests and hobbies, have similar dreams for the future, etc. On the other hand, we often are attracted to people based on complementarity. This is the second dimension of social attraction. I defined and gave an example of complementarity in a previous video, so you can refer back to that if you need a refresher. 4. Something closely related to both proximity and personality is the concept of task attraction. Task attraction refers to one person's attraction to another based on their dependability, skills, or knowledge. Researchers have looked at this in a variety of settings, tracking how attraction grows between coworkers, colleagues, and even students as they observe one another engaging in and completing tasks. We are impressed by people who can get it done, who demonstrate skills and abilities or deploy knowledge in practical ways. Conversely, we often become less attracted to folks who can't seem to get it together, won't grow up, or finish what they started. 5. Culture and time influence attraction. In different cultures and at different times in the past, standards for beauty, behavior, and relational appropriateness have been, well, different. In some cultures, the standard for physical beauty is thin and fit. Other cultures may tend to prefer more curvy bodies. Some cultures have different rules about proximity that influence attraction by restricting people's ability to interact. Consider, for example, the consequences of segregation in America in terms of attraction and relationships. What relationships were never formed in the first place on account of segregation in the past? A key component to keep in mind about attraction theory in the context of communication studies is the fact that attraction doesn't simply happen. It is communicated, often strategically. We think of ways to approach those we are attracted to. We engage in intrapersonal communication in our own minds, playtesting potential future conversations we will have with our friends and lovers. We use communication to present ourselves in specific ways we believe others will find attractive, and we adjust this presentation as we receive and interpret attraction messages others send to us. One widely circulated questionnaire attempts to explain flirtation as a communication style or strategy. You can Google the flirting style inventory if you're interested in taking or learning more about this questionnaire. In summary, there are 5 flirting styles. People who rate high in the traditional style are more likely to be heteronormative. They are more likely to come off as old school and hold conservative beliefs about relationships. Playful flirts are quite the opposite. They tend to see flirtation as a tool for enjoyment. People who rate high in the playful style may even flirt with people with whom they have no intention of starting a relationship. They have high success in short-term relationships, but a little less success in maintaining long-term ones. Then there's the physical style. People who rate high in the physical style depend on communicating attraction through touch and physicality. This style is described as sexually charged. Physical flirts are extroverted and exciting. However, they are also more likely to make people feel uncomfortable with their persistent violations of proximity. Sincere flirts are sincere. Surprise. The good news is that this is the most common flirting style. Almost every other style, except maybe the playful style, rates moderate to high in the sincere dimension. Sincere style flirters are more likely to be interested in you than they are in talking about themselves. They disclose easily when they believe they are interacting with another sincere person. They are more likely to be looking for the real thing and may be very direct in communicating this fact when they flirt. Finally, there's the polite style. Polite style flirters are difficult. Sometimes they are so busy being polite that people can't tell they're being flirted with. This is interesting since it seems to indicate that flirtation is easier to interpret when it breaks or at least bends some social norms that center on politeness. Polite flirts are less likely to offend when flirting and less likely to realize they're being flirted with by others. So there you go. Now you know. If you want to look deeper into these ideas of love and attraction, you can check out the concept of the 5 love languages. It's cute and insightful, if not scientifically rigorous. Thanks for listening.